Hello everybody and welcome to Weeaboo Wednesday. If you recall my recent haul video, I showed off that I got two of this amazing Galgaigar cross-frame girl, and I'm currently building it, so make sure you stay tuned because this will come up on the channel eventually if you're interested. Let's get right into some cool news. If you guys are familiar with Universal, you'll understand that Universal Studios is a very popular theme park. Of course, they use many popular movie attractions to create a very immersive and really over-the-top experience in their theme parks. Now, it would seem that in Osaka there is planned to be a Super Nintendo world, of which there will be both a Mario and a Donkey Kong area. Now, recently on the unofficial Universal podcast, some photos leaked of what looks to be a model of the park. Basically, what they use is a bunch of miniatures, and they map out the park with what looks like toys. These are of course a prototype, which helps, I guess, to show where traffic will go and how to really lay out everything and where the rides will go and all that stuff. If this is true, this is huge. Now, the rumors are that the park will open in 2020, and from the pictures we can see the Mario area looks a lot like the new Super Mario Bros., very blocky, but with lots of iconic characters and structures that you would expect from a Mario place. The Donkey Kong area is very reminiscent of the recent Donkey Kong Country Returns games. There's a crashed airplane, some ancient ruins, mine carts, and of course all the other jungle-themed stuff you could expect. Either way, these miniatures look really cool, and if this is true, this is going to be amazing. Now, of course, lots of fans have tried to debunk this, but evidently some avid fans of Universal have gone ahead and said, look, this looks a lot like another ride. Apparently the rides use the same structure for the mine carts or something like that, something similar to another Universal ride, and apparently that was enough for somebody to say, no, this is true, this is real, but obviously enough, it's up in the air. Personally, I think something this fleshed out and elaborate has to be real. Why would somebody make this? Sure, it could be a really cool pet project, but I don't know, I think it's real. Only time will tell. I wonder what that Mario Kart will be like. Maybe that's why they shut down Mario Kart. I talked about in a previous episode how Toei was doing a competition where people would submit ideas for anime, and essentially beginners could get into the industry. Now, of course, there were cash prizes and all sorts of rewards for if you entered this and won, and Toei essentially is helping to keep the anime business living and thriving. Now it would seem that the Tokyo metropolitan government wants to help expand anime's reach. With the Overseas Expansion Step Up program, it would seem that they are trying to reach out to an even wider audience, even though I'm pretty sure anime is pretty big globally. Either way, it'll run similarly, where people will be taught how to do certain things, there's lots of workshops and beneficial tools to help people get into the industry, and of course, cash prizes. This will all culminate in the Tokyo Anime Pitch Grand Prix 2020. Of which, where the grand prize winner will win 1 million yen, which is more than $9,000, and of course there's going to be second and third place and all that good stuff, so everybody's going to win something. Well, not everybody, but the people that do win. And from what I assume, that anime pitch could potentially be fleshed out into an actual series, I guess. I like this. Japan is being really aggressive in their ability to broaden their reach with anime. I'm not sure what started it, but man, they are really trying to push anime out even further, which is awesome because man, the world just needs to love anime. If weebs are more culturally accepted, goodness knows this world would just be a happier place. There's a Buddhist temple in Niigata Prefecture called Cuckoo Georgie, and it is over 1,300 years old. Now, this temple has tried to expand its reach and get more people to come to it, of course, because more traffic means more donations, of course. With that, they have done some strange things in the past, such as a campaign where they basically wanted people to talk trash about them on the internet. Yeah, it would seem that they hosted some website where people could wish them really bad things and curse at them and just talk trash online, I think. And from what I understand, it wasn't a very big success, not that many people took part in it. So what a better way to follow that up than to take historical characters from Japanese history and draw them as a bunch of naked bishonen and put it all over the walls. Yeah, it would seem that the temple hired an artist to draw a bunch of historical figures as really handsome anime men, and they're all very scantily dressed, or really just not dressed very much at all, wearing robes and stuff, very exposing, with a couple pictures of strange demons and monsters, and it looks really cool actually. It's really pretty. As weird as it may to say that about a bunch of pictures of men, it's really well done. Obviously, you can't help but appreciate the art. I mean, the motives are kind of weird, but I suppose if it brings people to the temple, then kudos on you. I talked about this last week on Weeaboo Wednesday, but it's already here. Shantae 5's opening, animated by Studio Trigger, you know, the legendary Studio Trigger. I don't need to keep telling you who these guys are. They made an opening for Shantae 5 that looks so amazing. I said before, as soon as I saw the stills, I knew this was going to be awesome because the Shantae characters are so well designed for Trigger to do something really cool with. A lot of people in the comments are saying, I want a Shantae anime. And yeah, I think that would work really well. Shantae has blown up in the past few years. And I'm basically just still talking because I want to talk for 30 seconds so you get to watch the whole video. Speaking of Studio Trigger, they're working on a new original anime. It's called BNA for short, which stands for Brand New Animal. So far, all we have is a promotional visual, just a poster of sorts, really. Very Blade Runner, very neon, very dark and gritty, but looks really cool so far from what I can see. Obviously, all we have is a picture, and it's a cityscape with two interesting looking characters, a guy that sort of looks like an alligator head, and a cute little squirrel girl. But yeah, I mean, that's all you really need to know. Studio Trigger, Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill writer, and new original anime. Sounds like a good thing to me. Expect it in 2020. Katsuhiro Otomo was recently at Anime Expo, and if you don't know who that is, it's basically the creator of Akira. Of course, I don't need to introduce that series. It is one of the most iconic anime movies and manga of all time. Now, at this panel, he announced that he is working on something new. Basically, from what I can understand with the very little vague detail that they've given, it sounds like they're basically remaking Akira, but with everything from the manga. They didn't say enough for me to really be able to nail this down, but everything that I'm reading kind of screams, yes, we're going to make the definitive edition of Akira, a full adaptation of the entire manga. Additionally, they're going to be releasing a 4K version of Akira in 2020. So if you love the original that much, you can of course get that because it will be releasing in Japan and the United States. So just skip the live action movie and go see that when it comes out. There will be a Shonen Jump bar for ages 20 and up in Japan in Kabukicho. Kabukicho is very famous for its bars, and it's got a pretty bad reputation with foreigners because apparently everybody there is out to scam you, but that's besides the point. Like every themed cafe in Japan, it's going to have a themed menu, so you can get coffee that has Goku's face in the foam, or you can get a Kinnikuman steamed bun that looks like his head. Stuff like that. I don't know the full details, but it is opening July 11th, so very soon, which I would imagine would mean it will stay open for a little bit of time, and hopefully, when I go back to Japan, I can visit. It's going to be in the Wa Mall building, and there's going to be a huge mural with a bunch of characters from Shonen Jump series there, and of course they're going to have manga and stuff you can read in the store and stuff like that, but I think this sounds really cool. Obviously enough, I loved the themed cafes that I went to when I was in Japan, so something like this for adults is right up my alley. Oh, also, one last thing. If you guys are Harvest Moon fans, which I am, I used to draw Harvest Moon comics when I was a kid. I would draw the characters from the games, like dating and stuff like that, and I was super into it. That's how into this I was. I hope I can find them. I'll show them to you guys if I can. But basically what's happening is Xseed is going to re-release Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town as sort of like a remade version of the game. If you don't know the drama, basically the people that were originally releasing Harvest Moon and the people that were making it had a bit of a split. I don't know all the terms of it, but essentially the people that actually made those games and made them great have gone over and they're making the games under the Story of Seasons title. So, funny enough, the new game is called Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. So, you'll get that whole experience, and I cannot wait for this. But that's it. That's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like on the video and comment what your favorite story was, or if you're interested in any of this garbage. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because it makes me feel so good and it helps to spread the love if you do all the things I just mentioned. If you want to see any other Weeaboo news and anime news, make sure to go through the channel through the other Weeaboo Wednesdays, but I'm going to link something random that you might like right here. So click that and it does even more for me. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I would like you guys to meet Blobfish. I got him in a vending machine in Japan at the Don Quixote. Isn't he cool? Kind of looks like me. Yeah, but either way, whatever. Bye-bye.